Addiction is often viewed through a lens of judgment and stigma, but it can tell us a lot about ourselves and our inner struggles. Instead of merely labeling addiction as a weakness or failure, we should explore what it reveals about our emotional state, unmet needs, and coping mechanisms. Understanding the underlying messages behind our addictions can pave the way for personal growth and healing. To begin, let's define what we mean by addiction. Addiction is not limited to substances like drugs or alcohol. It can also encompass behaviors such as gambling, shopping, or even excessive screen time. Each of these addictions serves a purpose, often as a way to escape or cope with feelings that we may not be addressing directly. For example, consider someone who is addicted to nicotine. This person might be using cigarettes as a means to manage stress or anxiety. The act of smoking can provide a temporary sense of relief. However, it ultimately highlights a deeper issue: their struggle with managing stress in healthier ways. This addiction points to a need for effective coping strategies and emotional regulation. Similarly, let's look at someone who is addicted to social media. This addiction can often stem from feelings of loneliness or a desire for validation. In a society that increasingly relies on digital interactions, the need for connection can lead individuals to seek approval and acceptance through likes and comments. This behavior highlights a fundamental human need for connection, but it also reveals an underlying insecurity that may not be addressed in their offline life. Understanding what your addiction says about you requires self-exploration. Take a moment to reflect. What emotions or situations trigger your addictive behaviors? For instance, if you find yourself binge-watching television shows, it may be a way to distract yourself from unresolved feelings or responsibilities. Recognizing these triggers is vital, as it allows you to connect your behavior to your emotional state. Moreover, addiction can serve as a coping mechanism for deeper psychological issues. For example, someone struggling with unresolved trauma may turn to substances as a way to numb their pain. The addiction serves as a temporary escape, reflecting the individual's inability to face their past. Acknowledging this connection can be a crucial step toward healing, as it encourages individuals to confront their trauma rather than avoid it. Another important aspect to consider is the role of societal and environmental influences on addiction. For instance, someone raised in a family where substance abuse is prevalent may be more likely to develop similar habits. Their addiction may be a reflection of learned behaviors and coping strategies that were modeled for them. This realization emphasizes the importance of understanding the context in which addiction develops and how it can be perpetuated by environmental factors. It's also vital to recognize that addiction can mask other issues. For example, someone who compulsively shops may not just be seeking material possessions. They might be filling an emotional void or dealing with feelings of inadequacy. The act of shopping offers a temporary high, but it also highlights deeper feelings of emptiness or lack of fulfillment in other areas of life. So, what can we do with this understanding? The first step is to approach addiction with compassion rather than judgment. Viewing addiction as a message rather than a failure allows for a more constructive dialogue about it. Instead of simply trying to eliminate the addictive behavior, we should focus on addressing the underlying issues that fuel it. This might involve seeking professional help, engaging in therapy, or finding healthier outlets for coping with stress and emotions. Exploring hobbies, building supportive relationships, and practicing mindfulness can all serve as healthier alternatives to address the needs that the addiction was trying to fulfill. In conclusion, what your addiction says about you is a complex interplay of emotional needs, coping strategies, and environmental influences. By delving deeper into the reasons behind addictive behaviors, you can gain valuable insights into your true self and the changes needed for a healthier, more fulfilling life. Embracing this journey of self-discovery can ultimately lead to growth and a better understanding of who you are and what you truly need.